Over the past 3 games, head coach David Ragland has cited an uptick in intensity and a change in the mindset on the defensive end of the floor. Pounding away with 2 of the most efficient running backs in America, Jadarian Price, Jeremiah Love average over 6 yards per carry and combined 24 touchdowns. Indiana head coach Mike Woodson's team was down by 12, but a 28-3 run coming out of the break turned it into a 13-point lead, which was the difference against Purdue tonight. All athletes and teams within the program can now compete past conference championships and for NCAA championships. And benching the 4th overall pick from a year ago is a rough look for the Colts altogether. Since Indy drafted the 6'4 stud from Florida, he's suited up in just 40% of the team's games. 84% of current PGA Tour players have gone through the Korn Ferry Tour, and what a magical spot to be able to accomplish that feat. Broke the record yourself with 179 last year and tackled second in the NFL. What can we expect from you and the team as a whole in 2024? Well, the interception was on the 2-yard line. The very next play, Jeremiah Love, the running back for Notre Dame, took it 98 yards to the house. When late November arrives, the resumes of old are only just that, old. Late bloomers and the longtime juggernauts all waltz onto the same playing field with aspirations of achieving greatness. To have a season like this come to a close in the way that you did, you still got one from the #1 team in the country, but how much does it mean to do it with this particular group of guys?
This group has meant so much to me.
Holding them in my hand like this, especially having them around my neck, is definitely the coolest feeling ever.
At 18 years old, Caden Stockdale is a world champion track and field athlete, finding solace in something simple.
It was very fun to spin around and throw a ball.
But Caden is no ordinary 3-time gold medalist competing on the world stage. He competes with everyday life.
I have hemiplegic cerebral palsy. It affects my right arm and my right leg. I got it real young after birth.
And sure, there were struggles along the way, yet he never stopped defying the odds.
He's done some remarkable things in his life. When he was born, after he had a stroke, so they didn't know if he'd ever walk or talk or any of that stuff, and he's overcome a lot of obstacles in his life.
Due to his brain injury, track and field looked to be the best sport for him to thrive in. Through years of hard work, Caden qualified to compete in the World Ability Games in Thailand, where he represented the United States. And even with a gold medal finish for the under-20 athletes in shot put, discus, and javelin, according to Caden, there is still room for improvement.
It's a stepping stone to the next level. This was my first international competition. It was the first time I was away from home, first time I was out of the country. So it was definitely a big step in the right direction. You know, it's just one step at a time, and this was one small stepping stone into getting to, you know, the Paralympics.
And that goal isn't too far-fetched with the type of drive and work ethic Caden brings to the table.
The state meet was like 2 weeks after school let out last summer. So he was getting up and going and working out and throwing. There was no initiative on our end where we were like, Caden, you got to get up and go practice. Like, he either did it or he didn't.
At just 18 years old, Caden has won 3 gold medals in international competition, shattered state records, and most importantly, defied the odds of a brain injury many thought would be paralyzing. But from a young age, nobody could have imagined the impact he's had on the people around him to be this strong and inspiring.
I had a mom reach out to me just the other day, and she said they had watched the replays of some of the throws that Caden was doing in Thailand, and she said, you know, we watched the throws, and her son has some issues of his own. He was watching it, and he looked at Caden, and he said, Mama, it's okay to be different, and Cato's different, and it's okay, and I want to be like him.
Me getting into track and field, it made me realize that, you know, I've broken barriers that not most people with disabilities have broken. Just as much as those exercises and the physical therapy helped me, the weightlifting constantly and the moving around and the running and the sprinting and the jumping and the spinning and the throwing, you know, it helps me too. And, you know, it's just, I'm grateful for, you know, what I've gotten out of track and field, and I love it. You know, if I don't know what I'd do without it, to be completely honest.
In Owensboro, Michael Gross, Eyewitness News.